Mitram and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps. This is educational channel, and today we are discussing about Mughal history, the relation between Aurangzeb and his elder sister Roshanara Begum. The title is Islamic Jannat visa Mughal Empire. The entire concept is in the conversion-based militant creed of Islam. There is a Jannat, that means heaven. Every Muslim convert called Mu'min will go to Jannat. And Kafis always goes to Jahannam, the hell. Then what is the point of talking about this? In the violent and militant history of Islam, Islamic ruler expedite this process. That means they sanction this particular what we with a myth called, I call it Islamic visa to Jannat. Islamic Jannat visa. They stamp this visa on the potential receiver and expedite this process, sending to Jannat. In Bollywood movies, it's called giving supari or something like that. Expediting, sending a person to the other world from this world. So essentially we are discussing about the contemporary at the time Mughal history during the time of Aurangzeb, the important Ghazi, jihadi, swordsman of Islam, such an important person in Mughal history or even Islamic history. Islamic Jannat visa will be the playlist. I will be posting this particular presentation. Alam Pana Padshah sanctions Islamic Jannat visa stamp. You see here this Jannat visa stamp, Islamic Jannat visa stamp. Alam Pana Padshah sanctions Islamic Jannat visa stamp on the passport of Shahzadi. Shah is a ruler, Zadi means a daughter, descendant, Shahzadi, and is a pleasure-loving sister. And you know what is meant by pleasure-loving, and I don't want to go much further. His pleasure-loving sister, Roshanara Begum, daughter of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. That is the topic of today's discussion. And here this thumbnail gives the geographical context, historical context. Jannat is the Islamic heaven, paradise, a garden, Allah's residence where Allah resides. And all the Islamic converts, Mu'mins, will go there based upon their hierarchy, their caste system. Some leave the apartment close to Allah like Muhammad, Ali and Rashid in Caliphate and so on. And the normal Mu'mins live in a small quarters, but still is a hell. But this was discussed in a very intellectual fashion by Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup, Voice of India think tank, close associate of Mahadrishta Sita Goel ji and Gnani Coenrad Elst. This is the book. I have taken certain excerpts. Understanding Islam through Hadith, Religious Faith or Fanaticism, subtitled Ram Swarup, Voice of India think tank. You can look at that at their website. And this is our main intellectual Kshatriya channel, South Asia Maps JRD. There are more than 150 interesting presentations there, and you can go there, and if you like the contents, and you can post your comments or compliments or criticisms, what you would like to see it further. And these are the Mughal Subahs, 1682. Aurangzeb became emperor in 1658. He ruled 25 years in Hindustan, north of Satpura mountains. Next 25 years he ruled from Deccan. 1682 he came to Deccan to fight against Kafiris, Marathas, and also Murtads, Bijapuris, Shia kingdoms, and Golconda Nawabs. And these are the Kabul and Kandahar, Pakhtun-speaking Subahs, and Lahore, Delhi, Agra, Awadh and Allahabad, the prominent Subahs, that is provinces of Mughal Empire, and Bihar, Bengal and Orissa, this is the territory ruled by independent kings, homes in the Brahmaputra Valley, the central Malwa, the Rajputana, Rathor, Sisodias and Kachwas rule here. Then we have Multan, Seraiki region, that is the southern region of Punjab, and Thatta and Sindh, the Kutch region, and Gujarat, Kathiawar region. Maratha Emperor Chhatrapati Shivaji ruled. He passed away 1680 at that time. Shambhuji, his son, was the emperor. Also Maratha's collateral batch dynasty ruled from Tanjavur, Carnatic region in the coast of Coromandel in today's Tamil Nadu. The kingdom of Keladi, kingdom of Calicut Jamorins, Cochin Rajas, Venad kings, that is Travancore kings. Yahweh's Catholic imperialist outpost. It was run and managed by the Portuguese pirates and proselytizers, converters, at Gomantak, Goa, Shia kingdoms of Vijapura and Hyderabad, Golconda. 5 Dakkani Subhas, Berar, Khandesh, Aurangabad, Bidar, and so on. What happened? This is in 6th, the family tree of Shah Jahan and his favorite consort Mumtaz Mahal. They had 13 children, 7 reached to adulthood, all are full brothers, siblings. They are born to the same lions of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal, the queen consort, and Jannat Begum and Dara Shuko Shah Suja. Today's discussion around Roshanara Begum, Alamgir Aurangazeb, and Murad Baksh and Gauharara Begum. What happened was Aurangazeb fell severely, Shah Jahan fell severely ill in 1657 due to strangury. That means emperor was unable to pass motion and urine. It was a fatal disease at that time, and he supposed he will pass away at any time, live, and also made preparations to go for the other world. But he survived more than 7 years. But as soon as the news came that is severely on the deathbed, war of succession broke down. Suja was the Subadar in Bengal, Aurangzeb in Aurangabad, Deccan, and Murad in Gujarat, and his favorite son Dara Shuko was the de facto ruler, Emperor Padshah in Agra. And Suja was defeated at Battle of Bahadurpur near Benares. Younger brothers Aurangzeb, Murad, they combined their armies, defeated Dara's army sent by Dara at Dharmat near Indore, Ujjain in Malwa. The brothers moved further, and in a pitched battle at Battle of Samughat, 10-15 kilometers south of Agra, they defeated Dara, and Dara fled, and within 1 year Dara was captured by Aurangzeb and executed. Murad was executed 1.5 years later. Roshanara Begum, when the war broke down, was a partisan of Aurangzeb, whereas elder sister Jahannara Begum was a partisan, supported Dara Shikoh. But Aurangzeb has a great respect for elder sister also. Anybody who differed with Aurangzeb, they lost their lives. Like Dara Shikoh, Murad Baksh, Shipur, Shikoh, they were executed directly. Whom the emperor didn't like, they were poisoned to death eventually. Roshanara Begum falls in that category. That is, Alampana sanctioned the Jannat visa and the passport of his sister Roshanara Begum. In 1662, Roshanara Begum, after Aurangzeb won the war of succession, was de facto powerful person. But she didn't get the position of Padshah Begum. That was given after the death in 1631 of Mumtaz Mahal to his favorite daughter Jahannara Begum. Aurangzeb still kept that title, enams everything to the elder sister. She was very unhappy, Roshanara Begum. But she was de facto co-ruler, made a lot of important decisions along with Aurangzeb. When Aurangzeb felt severely ill in 1662, it was thought he will pass away. It was rumored that she will become the ruler. She was the de facto ruler, and later a lot of courtiers, advisors of Aurangzeb poisoned his mind, and also Roshanara Begum has a very pleasure-loving lifestyle, libertine lifestyle. And you should know what it is. I don't want to talk about further. Essentially, all her enemies met together and complained about her financial turpitude, moral turpitude, and Aurangzeb finally decided to banish her. She sent her away from Delhi's main Red Fort to a nearby place and built her palace called Roshanara Bagh. And after a few months, she was slowly poisoned to death, and she passed away 1671. That means she passed away almost 10 years before the normal death of, after 10 years after the death of Shah Jahan, 10 years before the natural death of Roshanara Begum. That means she survived around about 12 or 13 years after Aurangzeb became the Padshah. So that is the title we discussed today, and this is our Intellectual Kshatriya channel, South Asia Maps JRD. There are more than 150 videos. Please go there, and if you like the content, you can subscribe them. This is the political contemporary maps, Squaresburg Atlas. We are looking in Deccan, South India, Aurangabad somewhere here, and you will see Ahmedabad here, Murad Baksh, the younger brother of Aurangzeb, and Aurangzeb from Aurangabad. They combined their armies at Dharmat near Ujjain. They defeated Jaswant Singh, sent by Dara Sikho. The brothers continued their victorious march, crossed Chambal River here at Dolpur, and camped at Shamuga, north of Chambal, south of Agra, 10 or 15 kilometers. Decisively defeated Dara fled, later captured and got executed. Shah Jahan was also executed. This happened 1658, and Roshanara came into very prominence, made prominent decision, de facto co-ruler. This is some of the excerpts, Understanding Islam Through Hadith by Ram Swarup. You can go through that book, Voice of India books. And Shah Jahan here, and Shah Jahan's favorite, non-favorite daughter, Roshanara Begum. And she was very jealous of her senior sister, Jahannara Begum, and she supported Alamgir, Badshah, Aurangzeb, and finally she was banished, and she was informally poisoned to death at the age of 54 in 1671. That means she survived almost 13 plus years after the success of Aurangzeb, passed and survived her father almost 10 years. Father passed away in 1661. Elder sister passed away in 1681. That is, Aurangzeb, Shah Jahan suffered with strangury, that is the disease, a slow and painful discharge of small volumes of urine that led to the civil war and war of succession among his sons. Strangury. That is, in brief, about today's presentation, that is Islamic Jannat visas, Mughal Empire, Aurangzeb and his political relations with his co-ruler and estranged sister Roshanara Begum, Alampana Padshah sanctions, Islamic Jannat visa stamp, and the passport of Shahzadi, descendant of Shah, that is Shah Jahan, and his pleasure-loving Shahzadi and pleasure-loving sister Roshanara Begum, daughter of Shah Jahan. That is today's presentation, and thank you very much, Mitra and Bandhuam. See you later in other presentations. This is J. Reddy.